Hello, everyone. Today, I woke up to news causing a major stir in the Italian and Turkish entertainment world. The relationship between Sara Bluma and Can Yaman may have reached a critical point, and everything reportedly escalated after a direct and firm message she sent him. For weeks, there had been visible distance. Sara went alone to the gym, to filming sessions, and avoided appearing publicly with him. Many attributed this to media pressure, but close sources say the real reason is the renewed appearance of Demet Özdemir's name alongside Can's in rumors of new advertising projects. For Sara, this may have been the breaking point. According to these reports, the message to Can was explicit. I want to be the only woman in your life. If not, I will move on alone. This was not seen merely as jealousy, but as a decision to set boundaries and protect her personal space. On social media, Sara shared meaningful phrases such as, "I don't want to tear down walls, I want to leave them behind," and "Silence is not always an answer. Sometimes it is a refusal." She mentioned no names, but everyone understood the reference. Meanwhile, Can remains completely silent. He does not confirm, deny, or take a stance. This silence has divided public opinion. Some believe Sara has a right to demand clarity. Others argue a relationship cannot rely on conditions. And many say the past involving Demet continues to weigh heavily. There are two possible outcomes. First option, definitive breakup. Sara has already shown she refuses to stay in the background. Second option, a new beginning with clear rules. Can could break his silence and publicly reaffirm their relationship, giving it priority and ending the cycle of rumors. The only certainty is that the decision is now in his hands. Sara has shown firmness and clarity, while Can's silence fuels uncertainty in both Italian and Turkish media. At times, I think very few public figures provoke reactions as visceral as Demet Özdemir. It is fascinating and exhausting to watch how every decision she makes becomes a public trial, as if her life were an open court where anyone can sentence her. Most people do not try to understand her. They project frustrations, expectations, and cultural stereotypes about how a woman should behave. This constant scrutiny is deeply unfair because Demet has never tried to fit into imposed roles. She is constantly reduced to her private life, especially in matters of relationships, motherhood, or alleged past decisions. Some call her irresponsible for prioritizing her career. Others spread rumors as facts, and many label her independence as selfishness. But the real issue is not what she does, but that she chooses to live on her own terms, rejecting the silent sacrifice still demanded from many women. That challenges a cultural framework that people defend without admitting it. Almost no one looks at her career with depth. She has taken risks, reinvented herself multiple times, and made choices that required courage and discipline. It is easier to label her than to acknowledge the complexity of her journey. Every professional step and personal change is judged as if she owed the public explanations. Those who defend traditional values often do so with a harshness that contradicts what they claim to protect. They demand sacrifice from women, but never question whether the men in their lives would act the same. They criticize her choices, yet ignore the aggression of their attacks. I am not trying to portray her as perfect. Everyone makes mistakes. But I reject this collective urge to condemn her simply because she lives without seeking permission. Most critics would not withstand a single day under the same pressure. Her strength lies in choosing for herself, even when the consequences are heavy. What many cannot tolerate is her autonomy. She does not seek approval, does not try to please, and does not accept imposed roles. A woman who makes her own decisions threatens those who prefer predictable roles. She bothers not because of what she does, but because she proves alternatives exist. The real question is not whether she should be admired, but why so many need to attack her to feel better. When a woman advances alone, takes risks, leaves relationships behind, and bets on herself, she becomes a mirror of what others are afraid to attempt. Maybe the problem was never Demet. Maybe the problem is how little freedom the rest of us have. Demet has never needed scandals to be seen. Her talent speaks for her. Her deep gaze, her emotional presence, her dedication to every role. She is not an empty image, but for some, that's not enough. Her worth still gets measured by her distance or closeness to Can, as if her life only has meaning when orbiting around him. And what's worse, she's accused of being cold for not playing into drama, for not answering every rumor with tears or rage. But that's not coldness, that's control, that's maturity, that's dignity. While others perform for the cameras, she protects herself. And in a world where everything is exposed, that's almost an act of rebellion. Many don't understand why Demet chose distance, why she got married, why she ended that marriage, why she didn't return to Can. But maybe not everything is meant to be understood. Maybe her only obligation was to herself, to her healing, to her own truth. Sometimes there are no great betrayals or hidden dramas. Sometimes two people simply stop meeting in the same place, and that doesn't make anyone the villain. Demet never hid. She stood tall. She faced the media pressure, the uncontrolled fan opinions, the cruel judgments from those who believe her life is an endless soap opera. She endured the scrutiny where every new step is interpreted as a provocation or a cryptic answer. And yet, she keeps going. She works, she creates, she loves quietly. She lives on her own terms. I admire her because in a world that wants to shape her according to the nostalgia of a past romance, she's chosen to be the present, not a memory. She's chosen to be herself, with her lights and shadows, with her full story, not just the part people want to remember. And that, though many don't see it, is raw courage. Will she get back with Can? I don't know. And honestly, it doesn't matter anymore, because the real triumph of Demet Özdemir is not that she loved a man like Can Yaman. It's that she learned to love herself enough to walk her own path.